How you doing? This is Coach DeCarlo. Today we want to talk about no action required. A lot of times when we're listening to those who teach about manifestation, the law of attraction, and even when we listen to Neville's teachings, we often believe that what's being said is that there are no actions required. Only thing you need to do is believe, and of course it will be manifested. Sometimes it just requires just believing, going to sleep in the wish fulfilled, as it were. But there's other times that it will require that you do a necessary action on your part. All manifestations are not the same. You know, even as you look at the miracles of Jesus, what you find is that he told one person to do one thing and he told another person to do something totally different. And what you're going to find is, depending upon your manifestation, it will determine your level of action. For example, a couple weeks ago, I had a thought about, wouldn't it be nice to eat such and such? And I just kind of thought about eating this particular meal and, just kind of smiled and went on about my business, didn't give it much thought. And about a week later, my wife had made that exact meal. And I told her that, I had just thought about this meal and you made it. And so she told me, she said, well, in the future, just tell me that you want me to make the meal and I'll make it. But it wasn't about having her make it. It was just me reminiscing and thinking about what it would be like having this meal. So for me, in that case, it required no effort. Only thing I did was thought the thought. Now, another example, when we manifested our house, for example, we had in mind the ideal house. And like I said, if you listen to my previous story about the house, my wife had a bigger vision for the house than I did. So, of course, we were out looking for a house and we manifested our current home. Now, why do I bring that up? Now, with manifesting the house, it required us to go out and do legwork. And we had to go out, find a realtor. We had to go out and look at homes. And we went to many homes in order to manifest this house. So that required work on our part. So you see, one just required thought, and the other one required that there was actual legwork involved. Don't see all your manifestations as exactly the same, because they're not going to be exactly the same. You're going to have certain manifestations that require you to put in the work. If you're trying to grow your business, if you're trying to nurture a relationship, you can't just think positive thoughts to your significant other. You also have to put the work in. You have to purchase her gifts if you're the male. You have to make him your hero if you're the female. You just can't think loving thoughts towards the person and think that, he or she's going to get it. Many people require actions when dealing with your significant other. So what am I saying? What I'm saying is that we're given to name the beasts of the field. And what do I mean by that? In the book of Genesis, Adam was given to name all the beasts of the field. Beasts really signify states of awareness and attitudes and dispositions. Some say that they're as stubborn as an ass, or they have a memory of an elephant. We name the beasts. We name the circumstances that we want to manifest in our lives. And in naming those circumstances, we determine how much time it's going to take and also how much effort is going to be required. Now, it's not our job to determine the bridge of incident. Our job is to think from the end. But in thinking from the end, you're also living from the end. It says that you must be born again. When you're trying to manifest wealth, for example, you can't still operate from a poverty mindset. You have to be born again. You have to step into a new state of abundance. If you want to be a business owner, you can't continue to act like an employee. You have to begin taking steps to manifest the business that you desire. Now, of course, you get in mind the vision. You go to sleep as you're operating that business, but the actual manifestations or the work in that business, you're going to have to do. You're not just going to be able to sleep your way into success. So when I say this, what I'm trying to encourage you to understand is sometimes it's going to require action. And this is not contrary to Neville's teachings or any other teaching. Yes, you sleep in the wish fulfilled. You sleep as though you're going to Barbados, but you also planned for the trip. When his brother Victor was thinking about owning that business, Victor was doing the work. and somebody saw him living the life of an entrepreneur. He was taking the necessary steps in his small business, and somebody saw and said, listen, I've watched you and I've seen the way that you've worked. I see how you conduct business in the small things. If I make an investment for you, will you be in agreement to pay this investment over a period of 10 years? But now, had Victor been slothful in his work, and he was manifesting in thought and thinking in thought that, oh, I'm going to manifest this business, I'm going to manifest this business, but he was slothful in his work, that gentleman would have never co-signed or gave him that loan. But he saw Victor's attitude about business and how he handled himself as an entrepreneur, and he was willing to make an investment in what he saw in Victor. And when I speak of Victor, I'm speaking of Neville's brother, for those who may not know the story. But the whole point is, there's going to require action, even if the action is you going and sleeping in the wish fulfilled and living out your day as the wish is fulfilled. You can't go to sleep in the wish fulfilled and think all day, it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. You have to begin taking on the mindset that if it's a house that you're selling, that house is sold. You have to begin acting from the desired end. You don't wait till you manifest the desired end and say, well, now I'll start acting like that. You'll not hold on to the thing that you've manifested. You will lose it very quickly, and you'll wonder why. And it's because you were not in the vibration of the thing that you desired. Now, again, many of you are saying that I'm pretty passionate about this, but I'm passionate because you need to understand, as creators, there is a work that needs to happen on your part beyond the sleeping in the dream fulfilled. You have to live out as if the dream is fulfilled, even though it has not manifested itself in your reality. Listen, I could go on about this subject, but listen, many times you will manifest something and no action or little action will be required. Other times there's going to be things that you need to do to set up for the manifestation. If you're designed to take a trip, for example, you got to plan for the trip. You can't just say, I'm going to sleep in the desire of the wish fulfilled and not plan for the trip. You have to get in mind, you have to get in state the person that you desire to be. You have to begin living from the end, not sleeping, visualizing, imagining from the end. You have to begin living from the end. Living speaks of lifestyle. Creators, only you can create your perfect world, not God or man. Only you can create your perfect world. And besides thinking, that's also going to require you take on a different state or disposition, attitude, lifestyle. Till we speak next time, this is Coach DeCarlo saying have a great and abundant day.